everybody, Mystic this year again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, headed out to one of my local thrift stores. They were having a sale on VHS. It was 5 VHS tapes for $1. Who am I to pass that up? So, had to grab 5 tapes. Let's take a look at what I got. The first title I picked up was Seniors. Complete blind buy, know nothing about it, but looks to be a sex comedy starring Dennis Quaid. Figured that sounds good to me. Definitely looking forward to checking it out. Then I grabbed Benny Hill's One Night Video Stand, just to go with all the other Benny Hill VHS tapes I've been picking up lately. Definitely been getting into Benny Hill, been enjoying what I've seen so far, so had to pick it up. Next I grabbed the best of MTV's Tom Green Show. Now Tom Green, I realize, isn't really for everybody. Even I at times get really annoyed by him. But I grew up at a time where he was really big on MTV, and I did used to watch a show. I did get into him, so figured I'd pick it up, check it out. I have a couple other of his DVDs and his VHS tapes. I enjoy him. You know, like I said, he's hit or miss. Sometimes I crack up laughing at him. Other times I want to just smack him in the face, so I had to pick it up. Then I grabbed Operation Petticoat, starring Cary Grant and Tony Curtis. That sounded great to me. Best of all, unopened, very cool. Love when I get VHS tapes that are fresh. So looking forward to checking this one out. I think it'll be great. And the last tape I picked up was Elvira's Haunted Hills. This is my first ever Elvira movie. I've always wanted to see one, but I never got around to it. So definitely wanted to pick this one up. Haven't heard any reviews on it. Don't know if it's any good or not, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. And definitely looking forward to seeing my first Elvira film. So that's it for what I bought today. So now it's what I watched. Since today is the anniversary of the passing of Michael Jackson, figured I'd honor his memory by watching Moonwalker, a movie I haven't watched since I was pretty young. Ever since I picked this VHS tape up, I really wanted to watch it again, just never got around to it, so I figured today was a perfect day to sit down and check this one out. And I love it just as much as I did when I was a kid. It's just this great, crazy story. Starts out with a live performance, then it starts out with this, then it goes in this like little kind of compilation of a bunch of Michael Jackson's videos. Then it shows some of his videos. It's, you know, it starts out with just a bunch of his great music, and then evolves into this really crazy, whacked out story starring Joe Pesci as Mr. Big. He's a drug dealer, wants to get all these kids hooked on drugs so he can make money off them. Of course, Michael Jackson, the kids he's with, are totally against that. And it's just this crazy story that, you know, for an anti-drug story, it really feels like you're on drugs watching it. It's just so crazy and whacked out, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. And again, it stars with Michael Jackson. It's got everything from great, like, claymation to just great special effects to just, you know, great music, great dancing, just great cinematography, great everything. It's just a lot of fun. Again, it is weird. It is a very strange story. It's basically a bunch. It feels like a bunch of different, I'd say a bunch of different videos kind of like smushed into one, because you got this story, but then you got the live performances, and you got the videos, and, you know, how it starts out with that, and the compilation sort of videos that it comes with, and then it ends in another live performance. So it's sort of weird how it works out like that, but it still is a hell of a lot of fun. If you're a Michael Jackson fan, this is one to check out, definitely. In fact, even if you're, well, I guess you have to be a Michael Jackson fan to watch this, but even if you're not a diehard fan, but you just love like cheeseball 80s movies, then this is one to see. You'll definitely love it. Only downfall with this movie, Joe Pesci, and I never thought I would say that. I love Joe Pesci. I pretty much loved him in everything I've ever seen Joe Pesci in. But in this one, overacts a lot. He's yelling and screaming, you know, doing his typical, you know, angry self, and it just comes off really just very much, hi, I'm acting. Which obviously is not what you should go for when you're acting. You're not supposed to look like you're acting, and he does. And it just comes off really unprofessional. Looks like he's trying way too hard, and I was really let down by that. Like I said, I haven't seen this movie since I was a little kid, and back then I didn't realize that Joe Pesci was overacting. I was just in love with everything I was seeing. But now I watch it, and yeah, definitely the downfall of the movie. He just way overacts, which is a shame, because it's Joe Pesci. He's a great actor. Just not so much in this film. Besides that, really not much bad to say about it. I can't really think of much anything else. I mean, there is this one scene where Michael Jackson's in the nightclub and he's performing some of his songs, and they get this weird breakdown where they all start like moaning and yelling like they're having like an orgy. That's a little weird. I mean, when that part happened, I just stood there with like a stumped look on my face. I couldn't believe I was watching. So I could have done without that part. I'd rather take that part out and just, you know, I'm okay with Joe Pesci if they just take that part out, because Joe Pesci, even though he was really overacting, you know, whatever, you can look past it, but it's really hard to look past that moaning and yelling, you know, orgy scene where it's just, you don't know what the hell is going on and why they're doing that. It's very odd. But besides those two things, really the movie is fantastic, and even those two things, you can pretty much look past for the most part. Again, that whole orgy thing is really hard to look past, but besides that, It's a fantastic film. And again, if you're a fan of Michael Jackson, or you're just a fan of great 80s movies, this is one to see. It's just really crazy, it's really wacky, but it's a lot of fun. And again, it has great Michael Jackson music, has great Michael Jackson dancing. It's just a fantastic Michael Jackson film that you should definitely check out. So that's it for what I bought when I watched it. Definitely excited about the 5 VHS tapes I picked up. Getting them all for $1 was a great deal. Definitely looking forward to seeing all those. And watching Moonwalker, great movie. I love Michael Jackson, huge fan of him as an artist. And I will say this really quick because I know some people might leave comments about this. As a person, yeah, not necessarily the biggest fan of Michael Jackson. I know there's a lot of accusations out there. I can't say if they're true or not. What do I know? He's definitely said some things that have made me raise an eyebrow once or twice. I don't know. I know he's kind of weird, wacky. Definitely has his issues. I know growing up, lots of issues within the family, and I think a lot of that probably maybe kind of made him the person that he was, and just the wackiness and the weirdness, and the loving little boy thing. That might have come from all the issues that he grew up with. I don't know. It's definitely a shame. So as a person, yeah, not the biggest fan. I mean, again, he's just said some things about children that just make me go, yeah, that's not so cool. And that alone made me kind of not be a big fan of him as a person. But regardless of who he was as a person, I will admit he is definitely the king of pop. He is a fantastic artist. He's an amazing singer. He's probably one of the best dancers I've ever seen. My wife and I were actually talking about this. Every time I see him dance, no matter what dance it is, he does it perfectly. He's just such a great artist. I love him in his movies and in his videos. He just does a great job at everything he does as far as the arts are concerned. So, I am celebrating the passing of Michael Jackson by watching Moonwalker. And I don't want anybody to think that, I'm trying to celebrate an accused child molester. I mean, again, I don't know if he did. Who knows? I know nothing was necessarily proven one way or the other. So I'm not trying to necessarily celebrate him as, a person, him as the way he was. I'm trying to celebrate Michael Jackson, the artist, not necessarily Michael Jackson, the person with a bunch of issues, but Michael Jackson, the artist, the guy whose music I love, whose movies I love, whose, again, dancing I love. That's basically what I'm trying to celebrate here. So, before I get any crazy comments about, telling me, I should be celebrating Michael Jackson, well, I just wanted to clear that up and tell you why I'm celebrating him. Again, I'm celebrating the artist, and that's really it. So I would say check out Moonwalker. It is great. Again, if you love Michael Jackson, if you love the 80s, it's definitely one to see. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.